सीधे आपको लिए चलते हैं लोकसभा, चर्चा जारी है।
And accessibility of elected representatives, Speaker sir, delimitation is not a mere democratic imperative, it is also a constitutional duty that finally Narendra Modi government is performing today. Speaker sir, I want to contrast this with the proposals that the Congress and the opposition is giving. The opposition says, why can't you implement women reservation as it is on the 543 seats? Why don't you freeze the number of seats? Now, were we to freeze the number of seats, it will defeat the principle in Article 81 of one person, one vote and one value. This is a very important constitutional principle that the founding fathers of the Constitution have protected. You cannot be having a seat where 8 lakh or 9 lakh people will be one parliamentary constituency and another constituency with around 30 lakh people represented by one MP. It defeats the very purpose, which is why Constitution mandated that 2026 shall be the year where delimitation of the seats shall take place. All that the government is now trying to do is fulfill this constitutional mandate. There is a difference between other governments and the Modi government, Speaker sir. Other governments, especially the governments of the Congress party, have always believed and practiced the politics of postponement. It is the Narendra Modi government that does not believe in politics of postponement, but believes in solving the problems of the past. I want to give you an example. OROP was pending from 40 years. What did earlier Congress governments do? Postpone it. Article 370 was pending from 70 years. What did all these governments do? What was supposed to be a temporary provision, they converted into a permanent provision. What did they do? Postpone it. The Bangladesh and India border swapping deal, for almost 40-50 years, it was kept pending. What did the earlier governments do? Postpone it. It is the Narendra Modi government that solved the 70-year-old temporary provision of Article 370 by abrogating it, because we do not believe in the politics of postponement. We finally solved the OROP after 40 years because we do not believe in the politics of postponement. If the Congress were in power today, they may have, like was done in 71, like was done in 2001, wanted to take the safe route, the unconstitutional route, the undemocratic route of freezing the 1971 census equation. But the Narendra Modi government has decided to bring a new equation to the scheme, which is going to give more seats to all states, more representation, and while doing this, follow the constitutional mandate of delimitation based on one vote, one value principle. This, according to me, Speaker sir, is the most practical, genius solution that anybody could have come on. I welcome this constitutional proposition that the Narendra Modi government has brought. Speaker sir, I now want to take a couple of minutes to examine the arguments that the Congress party and its leaders, the opposition and its leaders have made in opposition to these three bills. Now, the first thing that they say is, don't do anything. Don't bring in the delimitation. Why are you bringing delimitation and connecting it with the Women's Reservation Bill? Now, let me for a minute assume what will happen if we don't do anything today. Article 81, Article 82, and the Nari Shakti Adhiniyam under 330A will trigger. Now, what will that do? 2027, the moment the new census data is published, the delimitation exercise will get triggered. And because as of today, Article 82 and 81 freezes the number of seats in the country at 543, all across the country, delimitation will have to take place to redistribute the 553 seats among the existing states of the country based on the 2027 population. Now, what is this scenario going to do? Speaker sir, because you come from Kerala, I want to draw the attention of the country with an instance, an example of Kerala. Now, suppose the government today does not go ahead with delimitation and 330A comes into play by force of law. 2027 census gets published, what will happen then? Look at these numbers, Speaker, sir. Today, Kerala has 20 parliamentary seats. If you will divide based on 2027 projected population, the population of the country and population of Kerala, and divide the 553 seats across the country from north to south, then Kerala will lose 6 seats. Kerala will have only 14 seats. Now, on these 14 seats, bring 1/3 representation for women that 330A Nari Shakti Adhiniyam brings. Now, what is going to happen? In that case, Venugopalji will not have a seat. In that case, all those people who are representing the Congress here and opposing this will not have a seat. What the present proposal of the Narendra Modi government is to not only protect the existing seats from encroachment, it is also a proposition to ensure that Kerala does not lose out on 6 seats. Now, for a minute, I want to assume, let us not take the 2027 census, but let us divide the country's parliamentary seats on the basis of 2011 census. Now, what will happen? 2011 census ke aadhar par, if we are going to divide the number of seats, again 543 because Article 81 freezes is at 843, again Kerala will lose 5 seats. If you take 2011 seat number, Kerala will lose 5 seats. If you take 2027 number, Kerala will lose 6 seats. What Narendra Modi government is today offering is additional 10 seats to Kerala. This is only gain and no loss. This is why I say this is the best proposal that one can bring. Speaker, sir, let me take the example of Tamil Nadu. I am glad that Rajaji has come here. Now, they are making the most loudest opposition.
One second. How can you convince the House how this 10 seats will be increased? By which provision?
How?
By which provision this 10 seats will be
Yes. I'm coming there, Speaker.
Please.
Yes. Thank you, Speaker, sir. You have asked a very pertinent question. Many questions from the opposition in the last few days is the delimitation bill, the Constitution Amendment Bill, both do not speak of this 50% increase. On what basis are you saying there is going to be a 50% increase? This is the question. Is this the question, Speaker, sir? Yes. Speaker, sir, I would want to draw your attention.
Not the Speaker, Chairman, sir.
Chairman, sir, sorry. I would want to draw your attention to Article 81 of the Constitution again. What does the Constitution Article 81 say? Article 81 says, as it reads today, not more than 530 states chosen by direct election from territorial constituencies in the state, not more than 20 members to represent union territories in such manner as Parliament may provide. In essence, 81.1 and 2, 81.1a, b, essentially gives 550 seats as the total seats that is now frozen. The interesting part is 81.2, where the mandate is that the above said seats, the 550 seats mentioned above,